Hello, lovely learneds. Welcome back to ALifeLearned. First, I just wanted to thank all of those who keep leaving encouraging messages on my other vlogs. It is admittedly a bit hard to keep feeling encouraged to carry on when getting no response. So, with regard to the letter writing that I have been pursuing, specifically writing letters to the ministers about lack of transparency in the social assistance program, first thing I wanted to do was correct myself. I learned that Bill 60 is just one of many bills that have come up to amend the original act that was created to create the Social Assistance Research Commission. So, in fact, they were created in 2010, not 2018. So they've been around for, well, it was November 2010, so just over 10 years. That's a long time for a little change. So first correction I wanted to make. Another thing I just wanted to mention is I am admittedly not pursuing the CERB side of this as much right now. I'm not like dropping it and not doing it ever, but I'm just kind of noticing that it's really demanding. Like emails are kind of stressful for me, and it's creating a lot of emotional dissonance and stuff, not getting responses. So pursuing one side of it is just easier on me in general. So I'm chasing the Ontario social assistance side of it right now, like more diligently. And then whenever that comes to a fruition, an end, a conclusion, then I plan to go over back to the CERB side and chase the federal government on that. So it's not being dropped, just being put aside a bit because it kind of made the whole thing a bit too big for me. So in terms of the social assistance, I was kind of really not sure what to do at first, but then I got in touch with a co-chair of ACORNLondon. ACORN Canada is a self-run organization, charity type thing that specifically works on inequality issues within Canada and within different provinces. And so London didn't have a chapter for a long time, and they just recently opened one. One of the reasons for that is because they are self-run, so they run on personal membership, and they allow people to participate who can't pay the membership fee, but paying the fee is what allows you to open a chapter, basically. So 2 people within London, I guess, are in the income position and interest to have opened a chapter. Yay. And with that, I've joined it. They're currently doing a survey that they're trying to put out to all Londoners, by the way, to get information about people's experiences living in rentals, to try and present information to the council, which I kind of took on as an emailing responsibility, about the fact that people are really dissatisfied with their situation, and they believe that through creating a landlord license structure, they'll have a different way of holding landlords accountable. So that's something else that I'm now working on within London. I still need to read up on it in order to write that email, but that's one of my today projects. Back to what I was talking about though. So I joined their meeting to try and get advice on what I should do next, because I'm admittedly a bit afraid to jump to going to the media too fast, because that can make a person look unprofessional. It can make them look like they're just trying to get attention if you don't do it like in the right sequence of order. So I just kind of, the one chair that I spoke with, he said he would put the issue on their roster or whatever you call it to talk during the meeting, and then I guess he forgot. And then he left partway through the meeting because his dad was having a birthday. So I just kind of had to be like, but I had something to say, and then they heard me out at the end. But unfortunately, some had thoughts, but most didn't really have feedback because they're like, well, I don't know that much about the issue, so I don't want to say, yes, jump to the media because I don't know enough. So I shared my links with them and was like, there's my research. Feel free to figure it out past there, because they said they wanted to do their own research. But basically, I had waited to do anything until Wednesday when I had that meeting, so I was hoping to get advice. I did not really get any helpful advice, but what I thought after that was, okay, so I'll send one final email to my MP, because the dude's not answering me anymore, to the the Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, and to the Premier. of Ontario, and just like let them know, like, okay, look, this is the last time I'm corresponding with you before going to the media, because I would like to continue progressing with this issue and discussing it with you rather than getting going that way. But I will if you don't respond. And I summarized my concerns. And then the next day, I don't know if this was like in the makings already or if it was an immediate response, but the next day I got a response from the Social Assistance Program Policy Branch Manager. And he said it was a response. He sent me his response in reply to my inquiry with the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services. But he sent it in a PDF, and in his PDF, he said he was sending it on behalf of Premier Ford. So I'm a little confused on which office this is supposed to be addressing, honestly. And unfortunately, as I said in a post on my Facebook page recently, it was a lot of the same crap, where he was just like, you know, saying the same information that I already knew. But he did share a few helpful things that allowed me to generate new questions to keep the ball rolling. And that is, he explained that they basically determine the allowances based on the General Welfare Assistance Act and the Family Benefit Act. So I researched those, and he also explicitly stated that the benefits, no. They're not, he said something about, oh, right, rate levels and increases are not currently tied to inflation or any other measure. So that's like not really clear, but it's kind of saying that there is nothing determining social assistance amounts. It's just arbitrary, like I was saying before. So I followed up with him, like I responded to him, but I also CC'd the premier and the minister. And I was just like, okay, so you've clarified a few things, but you've just brought up more questions. The main thing being that within the Family Benefits Act, it names like a branch that determines the allowances, but that branch doesn't exist anymore. So I'm like, can you explain like what branch now does that? And then like I was like, if you're specifically saying that allowances are not like tied to anything, then how exactly are they determined? Like, what are you guys, where in writing are you guys saying this is why we said this amount? Or do you just not have that at all? And then I explained that, like, according to my research, the Social Assistance Research Commission has a responsibility to do research commission, and make recommendations for different regions within the province on like the cost of basic necessities to the minister. So if they've existed for 10 years and that's part of their responsibility, where's this information going? Because I found the like most recent annual report, and it's got all these different recommendations on changes of like administration, but there's absolutely nothing about like the living costs in different districts. So where's that information? Like, obviously I should have access to that. If that's their responsibility, if that's one of their responsibilities, the information should exist, no? And if it exists, where's it going? Why isn't anything being done with it? Why aren't social assistance allowances tied to it if you're doing this research? So yeah, that's my follow-up email with them, and haven't got a response yet. I think, when did I send that? It was on Thursday. So I'm gonna wait till next Wednesday before following up again to be like, look, these are valid questions, and I am going to the media after this email if I don't get a valid response. I realize that it seems like I'm bouncing back and forth about like, I'm gonna go to the media and then I don't, I'm gonna go to the media and then I don't, but I'm more like, new questions are coming up, so it feels like jumping to the media is a little too soon. I need to give them a chance to answer these questions, right? So anyway, that's where I'm at now. You know, like I'm saying, it's slowly progressing. I'm slowly getting more answers, but it's leading to more questions. So I'll let you know if I hear back in the next week. If I don't hear back from them by Friday, the plan is the following Monday, no matter what, that I'm going to be contacting various different media outlets. So I will update you guys on that next Sunday. Otherwise, if you have any suggestions on other ways to go about it, I'm all ears. And thank you again for your encouraging remarks. And as always, do join me again next week or sometime soon where I try again to share a little something I've learned or experienced in life.